And let's proceed to the other sex-linked chromosomal abnormality. So the terms that I will be using out later on would be genetic sex, which is determined by the presence or absence of Y chromosome. When I say gonadal sex, it's the presence or absence of ovary or testicles. It's actually a characteristic of the gonads. And then dactyl sex would depend on the presence or of the derivatives of the Mullerian, which is the female um, duct, or the Wolffian, or the male duct. For the phenotypic sex, actually the presence or absence of gynoid or android pelvis, breasts, clitoris, or whatever. It's just the appearance of the external genitalia. Here for the double X male, no, for the double Y males, the karyotype is 47XYY. They're phenotypically normal, phenotypically male, but what's very important for them is that they are excessively tall, and they are prone to acne due to increased testosterone levels. It's actually because of the extra Y chromosome. For the multiple X females, they are phenotypically normal. They phenotypically are females, and however, they have a tendency to mental retardation with an increase of each X, like in the Klinefelter syndrome. And then the important ones would be amenorrhea. It's actually um, important in menstrual irregularities. So an extra X can present with amenorrhea or menstrual irregularities. For the true hermaphrodite, is actually mosaics in which they can either be 46XX, 46XY, or 45X or XY. There's a I put here ovotestis means that in some cases, or actually in this case, a true hermaphrodite may present with both ovary and testicular tissue. In some cases, there is a testis on one side and ovary on the other. So a combination of this is called the ovotestis. So they are definitely mosaics because one line is 46x's and the other line is 46xy. So ductal sex, they are often mixed. Ductal sex is what I said earlier. Presence or absence of Mullerian or Wolffian duct, they are often mixed. But the phenotypic sex or the appearance of the external genitalia, it's actually ambiguous. For the pseudohermaphrodite, this is actually a problem because there is divergent gonad versus the phenotypic sex. The problem is the external genitalia. For the female, phenotypically female, they actually 46XX karyotype. They have normal internal genitalia but ambiguous external genitalia. The ovaries with excessive androgenic stimulation usually happens in the utero, and because of this excessive androgen stimulation, either because the patient's mother had or was exposed to high androgenic stimulation, so it affected the fetus in such a way that there became a congenital adrenal hyperplasia. And then first, the external genitalia is actually short penis, or there will be no vagina and no uterus. In some cases, like the androgen producing tumors, wherein uh, a phenotypic female would have an ovarian Sertoli Leydig cell tumor. So we all know Leydig cells are the ones that produce testosterone. So if these tumors keep on producing testosterone, then the patient will have an increased risk of having um, a male external genitalia. For the phenotypically male rather, you have a 46XY karyotype, but the gonads are exclusively testis. However, the external genitalia are either ambiguous or completely female, with testis but with defects in androgen receptors at I put it I put here the long arm of the chromosome X, region 1 band 2. The location of the gene encoding, this is actually the location of the gene encoding the androgen receptor. and its mutation results to a complete androgen insensitivity syndrome, which is what we call testicular feminization, meaning there's testes but with defects in androgen receptors. Therefore, the body of the baby cannot interpret that there is actually testosterone available. So there is not enough testosterone produced, or either the testosterone receptors are not responsive or are inactive to the testosterone produced by the baby.